Let us try to understand Chicago classification of esophageal motility disorders. This classification is based on high resolution manometer of the esophagus. The parameter we measure include integrated relaxation pressure and distal contractile integrity. After overnight fasting, a thin wire with multiple sensors 1 centimeter apart, which sense the change in pressure in the esophagus, is placed from the nostril into the stomach. After that, the patient is asked to swallow 5 ml of liquid 10 times, each spaced 30 seconds apart. This is the video of deglutition showing passage of bolus from upper end of the esophagus into the stomach. After opening of the upper esophageal sphincter, a wave of contraction and relaxation passes downwards, propagates downwards. This wave is called as peristalsis. Relaxation occurs at the level of the bolus and contraction occurs proximal to the bolus. But if early contraction occurs at the lower end of the esophagus, even before the bolus reaching the lower end, that is called as premature contraction. At the lower end of the esophagus, the LES should relax and the segment proximal to the LES should contract in order to propel the food from the esophagus into the stomach. The changes which occur at the LES is reflected by integrated relaxation pressure, and the changes which occur proximal to the LES is reflected by distal contractile integrity. Integrated relaxation pressure means we'll take the lowest pressure recorded at the lower esophageal sphincter for a period of 4 seconds. Okay, we'll do the average of these recordings over 4 seconds and we'll calculate the integrated relaxation pressure. Okay, the normal range is less than 15 millimeters of mercury. To put it in a nutshell, if low integrated relaxation pressure, the bolus will be propelled into the stomach. If high integrated relaxation pressure, the sphincter is not relaxing, it means it is a contracted state. The food is not entering into the stomach. The sphincter is not allowing the food to pass into the stomach. Okay, this is seen in achalasia cardia. The classical feature of achalasia cardia is high integrated relaxation pressure. That means lower esophageal sphincter is not relaxing properly. Distal contractile integral is a numerical value that tells us how strong the lower end of the esophagus is contracting in order to expel the food into the stomach. Normal range of DCI is from 450 to 8000. If the DCI is less than 100, that indicates there is no peristalsis or very weak peristalsis. If the DCI is less than 450, that indicates ineffective peristalsis. 450 to 8000 is normal. And if the DCI is more than 8000, that indicates excessive contraction. There is one more terminology called pan-esophageal pressurization. This means instead of a peristaltic wave, the entire length of the esophagus is contracting at a single point of time. This is nothing but pan-esophageal pressurization. After discussing the basics, coming to Chicago classification, the Chicago classification includes 4 subgroups. One is achalasia cardia and gastroesophageal junction obstruction. The second is major disorders of the peristalsis. And the third is minor disorders of the peristalsis. And the fourth one is normal peristalsis. Coming to first subgroup, this is achalasia cardia and gastroesophageal junction obstruction. In this condition, we already discussed there is high integrated relaxation pressure. That means the LES is not relaxing properly. Okay. This achalasia is again divided into 3 subtypes, type 1, 2 and 3. Type 1 achalasia is also called as classical achalasia, where there will be 100% absent or failed peristalsis. The definition of 100% failed peristalsis is the distal contractile integrity should be less than 100 or the distal contractile integrity should be less than 450 in a premature contraction. This is what premature contraction means. Type 2 achalasia is also called as achalasia with esophageal compression. In type 2 achalasia, same thing, there will be 100% failed peristalsis. And one more thing is, there will be pan-esophageal pressurization in more than 20% of the swallows. That means 2 out of the 10 swallows should record pan-esophageal pressurization. And the third type of achalasia is spastic achalasia. In this type, there will be abnormal peristalsis along with the distal contractile integrity should be more than 450. That means the segment is contracting. So, it is called as spastic type of achalasia. If there is sufficient peristalsis, but we are not able to fit the person in any of the 3 subtypes, then we call it as gastroesophageal junction obstruction, or it is also called as achalasia in evolution. The second subgroup is major disorders of the peristalsis. In this subgroup, we have 3 subtypes. One is absent contractility. In this absent contractility, we have normal integrated relaxation pressure. That means the LES is relaxing properly and there will be 100% failure of peristalsis. You know the definition of 100% failure of peristalsis. And the next is distal esophageal spasm. In this, the integrated relaxation pressure should be normal and then the distal contractile integrity should be more than 450 in more than 20% of the swallows. That means 2 out of 10 swallows should be showing more than 450 value. If we swap out the normal integrated relaxation pressure in this category with high integrated relaxation pressure, then it will become spastic type of achalasia. And the last in this subcategory is hypercontractile esophagus, that is also called Nutcracker esophagus or jackhammer esophagus. In this condition, irrespective of the value of the integrated relaxation pressure, okay, irrespective of condition of the lower esophageal sphincter, if the distal contractile integrity is more than 8000 in 2 or more readings, that indicates that is diagnostic of hypercontractile esophagus. The third subcategory is the minor disorders of the peristalsis. In this subtype, we have 2 conditions. One is ineffective esophageal motility. In this, more than 50% of the times, there will be ineffective swallows. Next is fragmented peristalsis. In this, more than 50% of the times, there will be fragmented peristalsis with distal contractile integrity more than 450. And the last subcategory is normal esophageal motility. This is where any of the above criteria are not met, then the patient falls under this category. This is all about Chicago classification of esophageal motility disorders.